All right, guys, thank you for joining me today. How do I look? How do I sound? Now, I figured the sound problem out when I don't have a guest. Uh, Obviously, there's less controls to deal with, but as of right now, when I'm by myself, it's good. Thank you. But when I have a guest, it's a little more to deal with, but I'm getting the hang of that. So thank you. Again, guys, thank you for joining me today. So apparently, uh, there's a lot going on. So for a lot of you that know, I went away, not went away, but I went to a fucking indoor water park in Pennsylvania, and then obviously I heard about this Texas crisis, but I didn't think it was going to get as bad as it did in the last few days. I mean, I thought it was going to hit them and then it was going to leave, and then the shit was going to get back to normal and they were going to deal with it, but apparently not. So it's gotten a lot worse. It's going to get worse. There's a lot of problems that they are foreseeing, and I think there's going to be problems they won't foresee. So unfortunately, Texas has a long way to go before they can recover from this. So let's jump right into it. Now, obviously, guys, the Texas situation right now is pretty fucking bad. And again, with that, I don't know uh, what else to say other than 2.7 million people or 3 million people or households, sorry, are without power, heat, and water. Now, as of maybe 2 hours ago, a lot of the people got their water and power back. So I'm assuming they got their heat to go along with that. Now, the issue is with power, for a lot of you that know, they cannot overload the power system even as they get their power back. So they have to be careful with overloading the power even after they get it back. Now, what was that place? Breezy Point, out in off the Rockaways, if you will, here in New York. They were shutting power off and on, and when the power went off because of the flooding, when they got it back on, a few additional homes caught fire because there was a short, and the short started a fire, and there you went. The same goes with this right now in Texas. Last prepper standing, thank you. So now it's down to 350,000 people still without power, right? So that number changed. And I did a video on this, by the way, so that means I got to change all the fucking numbers. Yes, Marbury, I heard that they're getting another storm. I heard it was this week, but if it's tonight and tomorrow, all they can do right now is hang in there, guys. South Texas Outlaws, thank you for that. And listen, guys, if there's obviously there's some people here from Texas, let me know in the chat what's going on and how you guys are faring, if you will. Grocery stores. All right, Jimmy Nickens, thank you for that. Thank you for that update. Matter of fact, let me just make it easier for you guys to read it. This is Jim Nickens' update on what's going on in San Antonio, Texas. So I'll give you guys a couple seconds to read that. So, guys, here's the problem. There was a major infrastructure failure. Power, water, and their cellular service, obviously. Now, cellular service is not much you can do with when it comes to a storm. You really can't do much because it is what it is when it comes to cellular service. But cellular service also drops when there's less power, and therefore a lot of phone calls are not going to get out. You can only text at that point, which texting is the best way to go. Water treatment plants shut down their treatment of water because there's no power, so that's why they're on a water boil alert, if you will. They are, as of right now, are unsure how long it will take to restore all of the power, but, and that's not of right now, sorry, that was as of 5 hours ago. So obviously more and more people are getting their power turned back on. But if they lose power, if the entire system becomes overrun, if you will, or drained, or breaks down, they can be going without power for a long a longer amount of time. And they said undetermined amount of time, which is bad when they say undetermined amount of time. It's you like to hear with the power company, we'll get your shit back on in 24 hours. You don't want to hear people say, or companies say, well, if we break down this time, guys, we might be without power for some time. You don't want to hear that shit. All right. Lady M, I heard that about the grocery store and dumpster diving. Here's the one thing about the dumpster diving part. The food isn't bad, is that stores, a lot of stores, by law, have to get rid of food once the power goes out and the refrigeration turns off. They have to throw it out, and they write it off in their insurance. So it's not a bad thing. I know how it could look apocalyptic, but it really isn't. And some people are just, why let good food go to waste when you could just grab it, right, and store it in your home? Though, if they don't have power, even if you don't have power, guys, you could store it outside. If you have a cooler, you could put it in a cooler and keep it there outside your home so that it's refrigerated, right? So keep that. Those are like little stupid outdoor tips. This historical deep freeze is hitting the nation, guys. So this is not just Texas. I know Arkansas got hit pretty bad. Doc from Hutch Homestead, he got hit pretty bad as well. Again, guys, a lot of those places, their infrastructure, the pipes in their homes are not able to deal with this cold. Sorry about the bumping of the table. So it's going to be an ongoing problem, especially the longer this cold weather hangs around. Now, we have the same problem here in New York, right? If we get a sudden cold snap, if you will, from a warm day, we get a lot of water leak phone calls. And we go on these phone calls, and there's not much we can do about it because it's 9 times out of 10 behind the wall. Now, for those that one time it's not behind the walls, Dusty Data, man, thank you for the donation. You didn't have to, but thank you for the donation. When the when the pipe breaks and it's not behind the wall, we can isolate it. Sometimes we have to go all the way downstairs in the basement to isolate the water there. But then that's shutting off the whole line of apartments in that building. That's the one thing that sucks. But in a situation like this, you need to shut the water line off so that everybody else's apartment doesn't flood and freeze, because there's no heat in the apartment. At least with here, when a pipe bursts, there's still heat in the apartment, right? There, you don't want your shit freezing up, so you have to shut the water off. Be charming. Right now, the weather here is just cold. It's just very cold. It's not bad. We're dealing with it. We deal with this stuff all the time. So, it's not new to us to deal with this kind of cold, and we also get like really hot ass summers too. So, again, Texas and those southwestern states weren't built for this. They weren't built for this kind of cold, and they weren't built for this kind of cold for this long period of time. That's what fucks everything up, right? So, today, actually coming back from PA, that was an adventure. The truck wasn't sliding all over the place, but there was a couple times you could feel the truck drifting into the next lane, but it wasn't bad. Right, Hudson Valley prepping, right? We get hot here, man. So we get the worst of both worlds. We get the extreme hot and we get the extreme cold. So now let's continue with this, and then we'll switch gears to something else if I remember by the end. A deplorable prepper. I am going to get into the 30 people that died and how some of them died. Again, that's a little later in the show, if you will. I really hate calling it a show, but whatever. So anyway, oil production right now is at a standstill in Texas. So what that's probably going to mean, guys, is oil prices are going to go up in the next couple days. We might even be seeing long gas lines here in the East Coast because there's no oil being produced. Now, yes, I know that there are barrels on deck, stored away, but that's the right opportunity for the gas companies to price gouge, if you will, or raise their prices of gas. So this disaster is unprecedented because there's a lot of things that are going along with this disaster, right? So I'm going to get into food supply disruption. We're definitely going to see oil or gas disruption, natural gas disruption as well. There's a lot of things going along with this that we haven't seen, even though Texas has seen this kind of weather before, but not for this long, right? So now, like I said before, guys, well, not even like I said, but according to, I think it was the New York Post, Texas is facing a humanitarian crisis because of the days with no power and because of the days that it's cold. Now, again, even getting their power back, some people's pipes are freezing. Yes, Lori Dranger, if I'm saying the name right, sorry. Yes, their water pipes are freezing. And if it's freezing coming in from the street, there's not much they can do. Even if it's freezing in the house somewhere, they can get to that pipe and heat it up. How are they going to heat it up, right? Not everyone has a torch in their house to warm up their pipes. So it's going to be a constant problem. Domestic Gangster, thank you for that update. So Domestic Gangster said, I have people out in Texas who are saying they are burning their fences for wood to keep warm. Again, guys, the other issue with this whole thing is that people weren't prepared, and I am not here to sit there and say they should have prepared, they should have did this, that, and the third. All I'm going to say is I hope everyone in Texas got a big lesson out of this, because it sucks that there was warnings given about this weather coming, and people were like, fuck it, including myself. I mean, I don't live in Texas, but people are like, fuck it, it'll pass. All right, and it didn't pass. The storm passed, and the cold stayed behind. So it's this is interesting. This whole Texas thing is interesting. I mean, like every other Texan, I'm not a Texan, obviously, I'm a New Yorker, but I thought, all right, they're going to get some snow, they're going to get dumped on, no big deal. They're going to have a couple car accidents, a few people are going to die, like one or two, and then they're going to move on. The fact that the death number's up at 30 now is, I mean, like, I guess if you do the whole numbers thing, it's not, it's not bad, but the way some of these people died, that's the concerning part. It's not the number of people that died, right? You 30 people died fucking, sneezing and hitting their head on the sidewalk kind of thing. But it's the way these people died that could have been prevented if they'd known better. And not even known better, I'm going to say some of these people were just plain stupid. There's no reason to have died the way some of these people died. Now, I can get it. I get it if you were desperate for heat, but Texas has something called warming centers. I've never heard of such a thing until today. So, I find it very interesting that there's a thing called warming centers. I get it. Wolf Mule, thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it. But nonetheless, it's a bit strange. So 12 million Texans face water disruption problems, and that's by the Texas Tribune. That's I guess a news media out there. Texans are running out of food as well. The weather crisis is disrupting the food supply chain. Their food banks out there are having a problem as well because people are waiting online for food because the power's out at home or was out at home. So the food banks, which are not used to that many people showing up, are now having problems with the people showing up looking for food. Now the food disruption, the food crisis actually is going to start happening very, very soon because ranchers, cattle, food plants are out of power or have been out of power, and that put them behind 4 days with no production. And now they have to catch up. Now they got people in Texas that are hungry, if you will. If a lot of them got their powers back on, now they can cook, but cook what? The refrigerator's empty, right? They didn't get enough food before the storm came. So, Kitty Rose, thank you for that. Kitty Rose said, she said the average wait is 2 hours in Austin area to get into a grocery store. That's just to get in. Hopefully there's food behind. Now, my wife's sister lives in Texas. God, she's going to curse me out. I can't remember where in Texas. But she was sending my wife pictures of stores in Texas with no food on the shelves. Zero. Talk about trying to catch up. It's going to take them weeks to catch up. Weeks. And there's no food there right now. So they're going to have a problem. Jennifer Small, thank you for the donation. Also, the National Guards were deployed. I guess that's a good thing. I'm not sure. But Jennifer Smalls said this. National Guard should leave D.C. Capitol, which is a political stunt, and deploy to, Texas to help. And you're right, Jennifer. They absolutely should be there helping out with what's going on. Now, the National Guard seemingly are going to be there for a longer time than expected. That's D.C. we're talking about. But Texas National Guards were asked to come back to Texas. They asked the president to release them and get them back home, and they did. So now they're back in the field helping where they can help. And they're helping out with the warming centers. I don't know how the hell they're helping out with that. But nonetheless, they are. All right, so I'm going to get into the food distribution problem in a little bit. But let's talk about... Sorry. Got to write the times down because that's where I'm at right now. All right, guys, so we talked about 30 people dying. So this portion of the live stream is going to take a little bit. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Gray Man Prepping has a live stream at 10:30. I will be off before then to let him, so that you guys can head over there and watch his video. I'm not going to step on his toes. So if I'm stepping on anybody else's toes, sorry, but 9 o'clock is my usual time. That was an issue a while back. I stopped giving a fuck. But other time slots I won't step on, or if asked, I won't step on. But I'm done with being nice with other prepping channels. And I'll explain more on that in another live stream. Anyway, guys, 30 people died. Now, I hate to say this about the 30 people dying. If I'm buffering, that might be on your end because I don't see anything on my end. But if I am, just give me a heads up and I'll slow it down. But so anyway, guys, I hate to say this about people, like after they died, but Setter. So I was going to get to that, but since you mentioned it, I'm just going to put this on the screen, guys. It's exactly what I was thinking when all of this started unfolding, and the longer this freeze started hanging around and everything in connection with a couple other things, it just seems too on the nose, if you will. Too predictable, if you will. So anyway, man, I just wanted to throw that out there, that I'm starting to think that with the Great Reset and everything else going on, that this lingering storm is insane and is actually slowing down the food supply and stopping it in its tracks, if you will. Brian Barbie, thank you for that. So, again, sorry, guys, back to the 30 people dying. And the 30 people dying, the 30 people dying, it's a shame how some of these people died. But the other thing is, people are, I don't want to say a lack of education. You have to be stupid to do some of the things that were done. Now, I'm going to start with this. Mother and daughter died from carbon monoxide trying to stay warm in their car. The problem is the mother didn't open up the garage doors, so they died from carbon monoxide. Now, I know they were doing it to keep warm, but if you open up your garage doors, you are not going to die. But if you close them, you are going to die. Right? It's that simple. Carbon monoxide, like somebody said earlier, is the silent killer, guys. And yes, Teresa, it's called common sense. I mean, listen, I know common sense is dying. I know that. I know it's almost out of the window. I think there's like a foot hanging on the window right now with common sense, but I'm just starting to see stupidity. Now, guys, the stupidness with how some of these people died or how some of these people got sick is going to get worse in this list of people that passed away. For those of you that don't know what HAARP is, you have to look into it. What's going on, Doc, man? Thank you for joining us, man. I appreciate it. Guys, for those that don't know what HAARP is, you're gonna have to look it up. But it's basically, it's supposedly, a weather machine that can control the weather. Now, a scientist did something like this in a smaller scale in his lab. And when he did it in his lab, it was pretty convincing. And he's saying that it could be done with a bigger machine. But the way this is going, the way this is on deck with the Great Reset, which, guys, look up Great Reset yourself and look up HAARP on your own. You can look up these two things. You can see the HAARP experiment on YouTube if they still have it up, and you can look up what the Great Reset is and let me know what you guys think about how everything else is starting to pan out. Just, I don't want to get into the conspiracy theory shit, but these are dots that are starting to connect, and it's just a little bit of an eye opener, if you will. Am I saying HAARP is the cause of this? No, but I'm saying that it making there's some sense and some dots connecting and some sense is being made. That's all I know. Yes, Prepper Link put a link up, guys. It's in the chat. He put this link up. That's the where you can see the experiment. It's pretty fucking interesting if you ask me. All right, guys. So anyway, another death, if you will, was a grandmother and her 3 kids. This one wasn't anyone's fault, but it was a grandmother and 3 kids. They died in a house fire because, if I'm not mistaken, what I read, either the log rolled out of the fire and it was an unattended fire. I get it, when you have a fireplace, you get complacent, and that's fine. But if you're going to have a fireplace, guys, if you're going to have a fire going in that fireplace, and you haven't used that fireplace in a while, you need to clean that fireplace out, and you need to get the chimney cleaned, and you need to keep some kind of extinguishing agent near the fire place, if you will. Sarita, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Right? You have to keep that stuff there. And nearby, guys. You have to have the fire extinguisher right next to it. You have to have a bucket of water right next to it. Raw Food Writer. Yes, I was, but I was an EMT at the time, not a firefighter. All right, guys. So, again, fireplace, some kind of extinguishing agent. Fire extinguisher or water. One of the two. Right? So, and yes, a chimney cleaning is also a must, or your house is going to burn to the ground. All right? So just keep that in mind. Right. Thank you, Dusty Data. And he said, tell your neighbors. Right? Tell your neighbors or remind them of these things. Don't like, you better do this. No. But remind them. Listen, fucko. Clean your chimney. And they'll get the point. Right? So, that should work. So now, the other thing was, a homeless man was found dead at an overpass because he froze to death or died of hypothermia. So when the news reads, or the newspaper or the news channel says, person froze to death, they died of hypothermia, guys. But I guess hypothermia is too classy of a way to say they died. So they want to sit there and say they froze to death. You know, they frozen. Because it sounds more harsh. But it's hypothermia. It sounds good, but it's actually hypothermia that they died of. Another one, and this guy was fairly young. He was 50 years old, fairly young. But he slipped on the ice and hit his head on the ground and died. So that was bad. A 10-year-old boy fell through an icy pond and he died. They died, then froze. Yeah, Randy, right? They died and then they froze. I guess so. I don't know. But frozen to death. That's just a good one. But yeah, so a kid, and the kid was in Tennessee, by the way, and he fell through the pond. I don't know any more particulars than that. And then multiple people were treated for carbon monoxide poisoning. Now, why were they treated for carbon monoxide poisoning? Okay, so one of the major calls that they were getting were carbon monoxide sicknesses or poisoning. And people were doing stupid shit. And I say stupid shit because you're supposed to know what not to fucking do. I would hope so. I would hope that these people knew better, but they didn't. And I don't know where else to go with that, right? But don't be stupid, guys. This is general to everyone. Do not be stupid. Don't run your car in the garage with the garage down. Don't take your fucking barbecue grill with charcoal and bring it into your home and light it on fire. That's stupid, number 2. Number 3, don't use your fucking gas grill inside either. Oh, it burns clean. Doesn't mean shit. Still creates carbon monoxide. And using your oven, electric, they're not built to be space heaters, guys. And gas stove, if your gas is burning inefficiently, you're gonna get carbon monoxide. You're gonna get carbon monoxide regardless, but you're gonna get even more. And don't be the idiot that they find on the floor dead because you were trying to fucking barbecue heat into your home. I hate to put it that way, but it's insane. G0114. There's an explanation for that. When you heat up snow, if the pan is hot, it's going to evaporate right away. If you put snow in a container and you slowly heat it up, it will melt, turn into water, and then that's how you get your water. But you got to be gentle with it. You can't just throw snow in a hot pan because it'll evaporate before it melts, if that makes sense. It's not like some, conspiracy theory to make snow fake. No, I hate to use this term, it's science. If you slowly heat it up, it will melt first and then turn into liquid. So hopefully that makes sense. Mike Bass, I might be an insensitive asshole, but there's no place for stupid people. I'm done with stupid people. I'm done with people doing dumb shit that they know is going to cause them to die and say, I don't give a fuck. All right? Or, you know what? I'll take my chances. Fuck it. I'll be a cold asshole. I don't give a fuck. My level of dealing with stupid people and the shit they do and taking other people with them is fucking at an all-time high. So, if you think I'm insensitive, there's a button to the top of your screen or the left of your screen. Just click out of it and then you don't have to deal with it anymore, you prick. Or you can continue to deal with my fucking arrogant bullshit. You choose. Or you can give me a thumbs down. Whatever fucking makes your dick hard, asshole. But nonetheless, insensitive or speaking like it is, if you're that sensitive about it, then you can leave. Because this is a fucking place for not stupid people. So if you're stupid, bounce. If not, you know what? Stay here. Now, using an oven, guys. Again, back to I went on my tangent. Using an oven, you got to be careful with that as well. Here's the problem. People use ovens all the time to heat their home up. If you are going to disregard everything I said about using your oven as a heater. Get yourself a carbon monoxide detector, right? So you get yourself a carbon monoxide detector, and if you're going to use your stove, which I recommend you do not do, but if you're going to say, fuck you, Mr. Angry Prepper, I'm going to do what I want to do, so be it. But so that you don't kill the rest of your family for you being stupid, get a carbon monoxide detector. It will alert you to the carbon monoxide levels, and then you can turn the stove off and air out your home. That's a better way. The charcoal grill and the gas grill, guys, I've seen that once here in the city, and it was the epitome of stupid. The guy smoked out his apartment. He smoked out the floor. It was in a building. He smoked out the entire floor. The smoke started traveling up the staircase, and people thought there was a legitimate fire in the building. Even we did when we showed up and we saw smoke coming out of certain windows. We were like, oh shit, we got a job. And it wasn't a job. It was an idiot barbecuing. And this guy wasn't doing it for heat. He was barbecuing to cook. Because he couldn't eat outside because it was cold, he said, let me barbecue inside. P. Woods, man, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Sarita, thank you for joining the club, the Angry Club. Joining the Not Stupid Club. I appreciate it. Yes, guys. And listen, again, for those of you still dealing with me, I do appreciate it. Do not get me wrong. I do appreciate you guys dealing with me and my bullshit. But the time to, pet stupid people and be like, it's okay, stupid, it'll be all right, is over. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to sit here and make it easy for people to be stupid and make excuses. Those days are over. It's called natural selection, if you will. Thank you. Say your prayers. Thank you for that one. I appreciate that. Right? I'm not going to rock you to sleep like, oh my God, you're so dumb. Let me put you into this fucking bassinet and then enough. Enough already with the stupid people and people being mad at me for calling them stupid. Whatever, dick. You know what? This is not a channel for stupid. Stupid doesn't live here. Just letting you know. So, let's get more into this carbon monoxide shit because I know people are going to be like, you know what, but what if I have no choice? All right, if you have no choice, get a carbon monoxide detector. That's it. Now, carbon monoxide is one of the bigger emergencies we go on here in the city. Because people are cooking and shit like that, especially around Thanksgiving. We go on a lot of those phone calls because, people are cooking. So anyway, you can't smell carbon monoxide, guys. You can't taste it, right? And you can't see it. If someone tells you, man, I can see carbon monoxide, that means they're about to pass out from carbon monoxide, and they need to be taken out of that environment and put in the fresh air. Now, carbon monoxide symptoms are headaches, dizziness, upset stomach, vomiting, and confusion. The confusion stage is the last part. And carbon monoxide displaces the oxygen out of the room, if you will. And if enough is in your body, in your system, you get confused, you pass out, and then you die in those 3 stages. Now, if somebody passes out and you look, you're like, oh shit, Jimmy just passed out because of carbon monoxide, and you got a bad headache, you know something's up. You drag Jimmy out to the fucking hallway, you get out in the hallway, and fresh air usually revives them, usually. If not, EMT or somebody's going to have to come by and, save them and give them oxygen to help. You got to be careful, guys, with using an oven. And again, charcoal grill and gas grill, that's out. That is completely out. Don't even look at your fucking charcoal grill and go, oh shit, I got to stay warm. Let me smoke out my whole fucking house and let it smell like brisket because I want to stay fucking, warm. So don't do that. A lot of people do die from carbon monoxide every year around the country, but you're hearing about it more because it's consolidated to one state. Irish Rebel, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Thank you. Baltimore, Bama, man, thank you for joining the Angry Club. We appreciate it. Thank you. This is not the house that stupid built. I sort of like that one. Anyway, guys. Um, Also, space heaters. If you're going to use one, I know that they still make those old school ones. A lot of them shut off when there's not enough oxygen in the room, and if it tips over. So if you knock it over, a lot of them they cut off. Mr. Buddy Heater or Mr. Heater is known to do that. That's a good one, but right now they're all sold out because you know what's going on. Space heaters, you got to be careful where you put them. Don't put them by your fucking curtain. You know, uh, and people do. I know sometimes people will kick it, and then it'll end up by the curtain. And that'll start a fire, or too close to the couch, or too close to the bed. Keep your space heater at least 2 to 3 feet away from any combustible object. Preferably leave it in the center of the fucking room, if that makes sense. Carol Cook, I was gonna get to that. I was going to talk about camping indoors. Now, camping indoors, guys, to stay warm. If you absolutely have to stay warm, again, don't use your oven. Please don't have a fucking barbecue in your fucking living room. Take your tent if you have one. Most people do, and you could build a shelter, a smaller shelter in your bedroom, if you will, and you can keep yourself in there. A tent isn't a bad idea. Dusty Data, yes. Now, there's two sides to that. Oh, shit, I'm going to buffer. Dusty Data, there's two sides to that. All right, good. Hopefully I'm not buffering anymore. So anyway, there's two sides to that. You don't want to put water near a space heater because it's electric, and you'll make matters worse, right? If you're gonna have a space heater, you want to have an ABC fire extinguisher, which can handle electrical fires as well. You don't want water near a space heater. That makes sense. Stupid don't live here. Paul Rowell, that's not a bad idea. Stupid doesn't live here. As a T-shirt, that's a pretty cool idea. Thank you for that, though. Chris, thank you for the donation. We appreciate it. All right, guys. So camping indoors and it's just taking your tent, pitching it in your living room. Your body takes less energy burned to heat up a tent, and you can heat up a tent a lot quicker with your body warmth than trying to heat up a room, right? If you have a Mr. Buddy heater, you could bring it in the tent with you, right? And you can heat up that little area, and then once it's heated up, shut it off, get in your bag, go to sleep. Now, if you guys are going to sleep in the living room in a tent, one tip that I have for you is before you get into your sleeping bag, do yourself a favor, do a couple push-ups, air squats, whatever it is you want to do, build up some heat, and then jump in your sleeping bag. You're going to have a fucking awesome night. Or, if you can, boil some water, put it in a metal container, put the metal container in a sock, and put that at the foot of your sleeping bag. You're also going to have a good night doing that as well. All right, so those are just little like tips to stay warm because I spent enough nights outdoors. My worst night was minus 27 degrees, and I was still fairly warm, even though I thought I was going to die. Just because I was fairly warm, meaning I made it to the next morning. Let's put it like that. I stayed up most of the night, but I was up all night, but I was still somewhat warm. So yes, S more, or you could do a smaller tent inside a big tent if that's the option, right? So keep that in mind. There's a lot of little like winter tips and generators, guys. You have to make sure your generator is Johnny on the spot, right? So you want to get your gasoline ahead of time. You want to make sure you have all of this gasoline, if you will, stored away when a storm is coming. So I'm not sure how gasoline works in hot weather climates. I know that, well, I don't know much about gasoline other than you shouldn't keep it stored in your home, not your garage, maybe in a shed, in a cool corner, preferably in shade, right? But now with a storm coming, that's when you fill up your little gas canisters. And if you don't use it, you use it in your car. Hopefully you don't. Thank you, Wolf Mule 99. Thank you for the donation. When you're done with the gas, guys, or when the event is over, you can use it in your car. Don't let it sit around for months unless you absolutely need it to. But if you don't, use it right away. All right, so that being said, I went into the, hopefully it was the 30-minute mark. Staying warm. Hopefully that was the 30-minute mark. Or the don't be stupid or the stupid doesn't live here chapter. Whatever you want to call it. But let's get into something a little more important. Now, the more important shit right now is the food supply shortage. So the Texas Agricultural Commissioner, Sid Miller, issued a dire warning about the statewide impact of the winter storm on the food supply chain. Now, that was the storm that just passed that he is talking about. Supposedly, there's another 1 or 2 storms headed this way. Going to be just as cold, but I don't think they're going to be as severe. Nonetheless, it's the cold weather right now that's kicking Texas's ass and the southwestern states. They're getting their ass handed to them by the cold, not so much the snow. So hopefully that makes sense. And also, guys, do me a favor while we are at the 42-minute mark. Hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down. If you are an angry prick and you hate me, hit the thumbs down. If you like me and you like what you're hearing, hit the thumbs up. Like and subscribe to the channel. Follow me to the end of the world, whatever the fuck it is you want to do. It helps with the algorithm. Not follow me to the end of the world. I was joking about that. It's a joke. I'm not going to sit here and sell you guys hopes and dreams. I'm just, letting you guys know what's going on and what to do. That's it. Wheelie Cody, generator for a space heater in an apartment. Unless you have a solar generator, I would absolutely not do that. And that's the other thing, guys, don't put a fucking generator in your home. That was another report a couple times in the news already. People are putting generators in their home. Unless you are trying to commit suicide, do not do those stupid things. Don't put a generator in your home and run it. Don't fire up a barbecue in your home. Don't do any of that shit. That's going to emit carbon monoxide. Okay? But a generator in the home is a bad idea. Don't do it. And listen, guys, if you're looking for tips and ideas, I get it. But don't think I'm going to be like, completely, nice about it. There's some things that need to make sense. I don't know, like, the whole common sense thing is going out, right? I mean, look at the asshole who put crazy glue, Gorilla Glue in her hair. The fucking bottle says Gorilla Glue. Gorilla Glue. That means it's strong enough a gorilla can't fucking break it. Why in the fuck would an idiot put fucking Gorilla Glue in her hair? Because she's fucking stupid. And if aliens are watching, they were going to attack and go, these people are going to do it on their own. They're too stupid. You can't be that stupid. You really can't. She goes, well, it didn't say not for your hair. Asshole. It's Gorilla Glue. It's in a hardware shop. What fucking hair products do you know are sold in fucking hardware stores? I never seen fucking hair products sold in hardware stores. So why would you put this shit in your hair? Because you're a fucking moron. And the moron people, they just need to slowly not follow us anymore. Just go. Because... And the crazy shit is, guys, I know I'm sidetracking a little bit, but we have time. The chick who put Gorilla Glue in her hair, right? She got an agent to help her with her newfound publicity. Because she put crazy glue, Gorilla Glue in her hair. Guys, I mean, people are becoming famous. I don't know. People are becoming famous because of stupidity. It's insane. It's insane. But had she swallowed that glue, that's what I'm gonna say. Right? Darwin Award. Yes, Dusty Data. A lot of these people Uh, uh, God, it's just stupid. Just insanely stupid, guys. I don't know what else to say about, you know, it's how do you do stupid shit? How do you think it's cool? You remember the alcohol challenge? People were pouring alcohol on themselves and then lighting it on fucking fire. Okay? So, obviously, guys, when people do stupid shit and they die from it, I don't feel bad for them. I don't. I don't sit there and go, oh my God, let's start a GoFundMe for them. Nope. No, dummy. No one told you to pour alcohol in your fucking body. You know? But nonetheless, it was the alcohol challenge, right? And then you had the cinnamon challenge. And I hate to say, I tried it, and it was the stupidest thing I ever did, and never again. Nonetheless, there's also the bread challenge. That's a little more harmless. You're not going to kill anyone. You're not going to die from it. But nonetheless, these challenges are getting worse. And then there's a silhouette challenge. I don't even know what that is. I don't. But nonetheless, these challenges are hurting and or killing people. And the glue challenge is just insane. Yeah, we should start a fucking GoFundMe challenge for the stupid and get them re-educated. Remember, guys, they were talking about re-educating Trump supporters. Maybe we should just re-educate everyone stupid. How about we just lump them all in and put them on an island and then blow the island up? No, I'm just kidding. Or am I kidding? I don't know. But anyway, guys. So, the Texas Agricultural Commissioner, 47 minutes in. Sorry. The Texas Agricultural Commissioner, Sid Miller, issued a dire warning about the statewide impact of the winter storm on the food supply chain. Now, like I said earlier, Harry, thank you for the donation. Like I said earlier, there's 2 more storms coming, so that's going to delay the processing of food even longer, right? So, the electricity and natural gas problem is having and going to have a devastating impact on the farmers' operation and food plants as well. So the fact that there's no natural gas, the fact that there's no electricity or there's less of it, these people are going to run out of food because food is not going to be processed right now. Now, like I said earlier about the power, just because the power is coming back on does not mean you go crazy and turn everything on in your home. You got to be super sparing with it until it's at full capacity. The power plant is not at full capacity. Just because you get your power back doesn't mean they're at full capacity. So you have to be careful. So a food plant or food processing plant, and farmer operations consumes a lot of power. A lot. So food is going to be on, I'm going to say we're going to see a shortage of meat and stuff in the next coming weeks or days. Not weeks. But we're going to start seeing it coming. So guys, do yourself a favor. If your area has not been affected yet, get your ass out there and buy some more shit. Buy more canned goods, buy more meats, get a fucking mini freezer, what you call it? Freezer chest? Meat freezer, and put your meat in there. Buy more meats, buy more shit, and store it away, guys. I think the next couple of weeks are going to be rough when pertaining to meat. So do yourself a favor and go out there and get it as well. Yes, James, gas prices are going to soar. So you have to keep that in mind. Fill up your gas tanks and use your car as sparingly as you can, if you can. Obviously, I know some of you guys live in areas where you have to drive. So if you have to drive, then guess what? You have to use your gas, guys. Right? P. Woods, man, thank you for the donation. Thank you for the donation, P. Woods. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. But here's the other issue. All right, so $8 million worth of milk every day is being dumped or discarded by the dairy company. Because there's no power plants. There's no power to process the milk. So hopefully them getting their power back. I don't know who got their power back or what part of Texas got it back first, But hopefully some of these dairy plants got it back and they can start processing milk. If not, milk is going to be delayed as well. Now, like I said, guys, is this like an end all be all? Are we fucking done? No. But there's definitely going to be a run on a lot of this shit. So do yourself a favor, go out there and get yourself some more, milk and stuff. If you drink milk. But if you don't worry about it. But that's the same goes for eggs and stuff like that. That stuff is going to be delayed. You're going to see less of that. You might even see less of pork, though a lot of the pork processing plants seem to be in Midwest, Northern Territory, if you will. So, there's another problem happening with ranches north of Texas, mainly North Dakota, Nebraska, South Dakota, and I want to say Wisconsin. A lot of ranchers are having problems with their power being lost. They don't know why their power is being lost. They don't know why their power is being turned off, if you will. But these ranchers need to get food out. They need to process their food. That being said, that's another reason why we're going to see a shortage of meat. Why are they slowing the power down to these places? Brian, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. And especially, again, North Dakota, Nebraska, and South Dakota, these places see cold weather like this. They see these problems annually, and they know how to adapt to it. So why they're losing their power, that's a bit of a concern, if you ask me. It's unknown right now why there's a power loss. So, they were saying that their system was being overloaded. At least that's what the power company was telling these ranchers in North Dakota, South Dakota, and Nebraska. But why is their system being overloaded? Overloaded by who? Right? So, again, that's just a bit of a concern and something that people need to keep an eye out on. All right, guys, we got 8 minutes left. If there's any questions, start asking them now. I'm going to try to answer as many as I can. And again, guys, I know I have to look up to see these questions. Again, guys, there's a couple of more storms headed this way. So we have to prepare for what's coming this way. We have to prepare for the storms. We know that these storms are headed this way. There should be no question as to what to do now. What to do now is to keep preparing. Keep getting ready. That's it. There's no talk about, well, it might just pass over us and be good. No, it's not going to be good. You have to be ready because the Texans thought it was just going to pass and go back to normal, and that did not happen. So please do yourself a favor and get prepared. Hawkeye, I do not know when the next firefighter exam is, but do me a favor, email me at angryprepper@gmail.com, and I'll keep you posted when the next fire department exam comes up. Hopefully that helps. Not a prepper-related question, but nonetheless, still a question. Someone asked a question about candles to burn inside to warm up your home. You need a lot of candles to do that, and I am dead against candles unless you have a fire extinguishing agent nearby. That makes sense. Don't light a candle and have no way to put that fire out if you knock the candle over. Right? So do yourself a favor. If you light candles, have a fire extinguishing agent next to you. Have a fire extinguisher or water in a bucket. Right? It's that easy. If I would. And everybody should have a fire extinguisher in their home. Especially now with what the fuck's going on. We don't know what's going on. Shit's getting out of control. Brian says, get your seeds started indoors if able to. I can't do this shit indoors. I don't have enough room to do it. We're going to do a windowsill garden kind of deal, but that's not going to yield enough, food. Might yield enough food for my daughter, but it's not going to yield enough food for us. Yes, Prepper Brian Keith. I seen that before. Prepper Brian said, actually, AP, he says you can, use a terracotta pot with candles to create a small heat area. But how small of an area does it heat is the question. but it's still worth a try for those of you that be charming. The carbon monoxide detector should be 7-8 feet. So I'm 5'10", right? I'm short. It's normally within reach, so I would say 7 to 8 feet from the floor, if you will. It's where you should hang it. Shouldn't hang it any higher than that. Some people have it at 6 feet, really low, right? So it depends on where you want to put it, but try not to go above, I would say, 8 feet with your carbon monoxide detector. 3x3, yeah. Yes, questions in all caps, guys. Like I said, in 4 minutes, I'm going to go off because at 10:30, Gray Man Prepping has a live stream. He's doing late nights with Gray Man or something like that. Marco, the best fitness program for preppers. Do me a favor, email me at angryprepper@gmail.com because no one fitness plan fits a person, if that makes sense. Everybody's different, body types, body shape, your height, your size, your diet, all of that plays into what fitness program you should be doing to get the best benefits. Now, obviously, I would say for starters, for most people, a bug out bag or weighted backpack, if you will, on your back and walking is a great way to get it in and get yourself into shape. But if you have hip and knee problems, I would suggest against it. Right? So obviously, if you're going to start some workout program, please see your doctor, the whole yada yada yada, because you might get hurt or hurt yourself. Jennifer Smalls, I am getting an extra freezer. I just got to find one. I already broke it to the wife. I'm like, yo, we're getting a fucking freezer. With the meat shortage and shit coming, we're getting it. There's no ifs, and or buts about it. What I'm seeing, or what we are starting to see coming this way, is actually unfucking real and unfolding in front of us. So why be caught with our guard down when we know what's coming and we can prepare for it, right? Yeah, Brenda Hobbs. Like I said, the harp thing is just something I'm throwing out there. That's all. I'm not saying that it's definitely is it, but it's just too many common factors going on right now that are in the Great Reset's handbook, if you will. Chris, as far as a generator for city living, I would go with a solar generator. There's a few problems with solar generators, like especially if you live in an apartment and you don't have direct sunlight and you can't open the panels up to get charged fully. That's one problem. And the other problem is you can only run limited items on it, whereas a regular, depending on the size gas generator you run, you could do more work with it. But I know there's one called the Yeti, the Blue Yeti solar generator. You should definitely look into that. All right, people, we got 1,300 people watching. That is a lot of people tonight. Thank you for joining me tonight. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down, whatever makes you happy. And if you want to hate me, you hit the thumbs down, because it makes me cry at night when you hit the thumbs down button. Right? The fuck out of here. Just whatever you want to do. Hit it the thumbs down, thumbs up. I don't give a fuck. Doesn't make me different. End of days prepping. Can you email me? Because I don't know if I have your email. And I don't want to look for it. So do me a favor. Just email me something smart, like, you're a dick or whatever it is. And then I'll email you the prepping rule of thumb. Which you can actually Google, by the way, and it'll pop up. Prepper's rule of thumb. Everybody hates Charles. Spam. Oh my God. No spam. But listen, so all right, it's 1 hour on the nose, guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. We're gonna end it now. Somebody asked who Gray Man was. Gray Man Prepping, guys. Just head over to his channel. Just type it in YouTube, right? And it's this right here. Whoop, boom, there it is. Gray Man Prepping. Head over to his late live stream he has going on. He's like the new talk show host, if you will, of the night. Head over to him. Also, guys, for those of you that don't know, She Flung Dung. Nice one. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Also, Prepper Tribe has morning live streams now, which I think is pretty cool. He's the only prepper right now doing morning live streams, and he talks about X, Y, and Z. So do yourself a favor, head over to Prepper Tries live stream, like and subscribe to that. Dusty Data, thank you for that. Gray Man, guys, by the way, has merch. So buy that shit. Oh, here's the other thing. I have to speak for this hoodie. I have to do it again. Right now, I'm burning in this fucking hoodie. My fucking nipples are melting off because this hoodie is hot. But outside, this hoodie is the shit. So I only have a t-shirt under here and this hoodie. It is now currently, hold on to your titties, ladies. It is 27 degrees right now. And 27 degrees with this hoodie on and a t-shirt, and I'm fucking warm. All right? Indoors, I'm hot. I had to take this shit off. I don't know why I didn't. But outside, this hoodie is the shit, guys. So do yourself a favor. Get this hoodie. Get this hoodie. Gray Man Prepping. He actually went out of his way to do the research for the hoodie to use, the material to use, if you will. And yo, I'm telling you, it's the shit. And I'm not like, blowing smoke up his ass or anything like that. This is a good fucking hoodie. I'm telling you, like, it's fucking woof. It's fucking hot. I'm ready to fucking cut this thing off of me because it's so hot. So let me get the fuck out of here before I rip this off. But nonetheless, guys, Prepper Tribe has a morning live stream from Monday through Fridays on Prepper Tribe's channel. So please head over to his channel now, like and subscribe to it, because his morning live streams are cool. Gray Man Prepping has a live stream in 28 minutes. So head over to that. And hold on. So I'm sorry. The one thing I'm supposed to do on at least my solo live streams is name all the prepper channels out there, guys. So Kelly Hadbrook, thank you for joining the Angryprepper Club. The Angryprepper Club is going to get, angry and ugly. You guys will see. It's the shit. So anyway, guys, prepper channels that you guys should like and subscribe to, guys. New York Prepper, Prepper Now, Prepper 101, Prepper 21, SC Prepper, Prepping Outside the Box, Be Ready Today, Me Being Cheap, TJ Preps, Prepper Nation, especially Prepper Nation, Pinball Preparedness, Magic Prepper, North Shore Preparedness, Grim Survival, Southern Boy Prepper, Alaska Prepper, Prepping for Life, Prepper Nurse 1, Alaskan Ballistic, Hutch Homestead, guys. Hutch Homestead right now has an issue going on with his homestead. So please head over to his channel, like, subscribe, give him the likes and the respect that he deserves. Get his channel monetized. If it's not monetized already, I'm not sure. And if it isn't, get his fucking channel monetized so he can start making some money on the side. Prepper Princess, Prepper Tribe, like I mentioned earlier, Fateful Prepper, Autumn Backyards Garden, Southern Prepping Perspective, Bear Independent, Happy Prepper, Shrimp Zoo, Prepper Nerd, Homestead Oss, Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival, Bushcraft Families, Bug Out Bishudo, Gemini Prepper, Gray Man Prepping, he's got some shit going on in 26 minutes, Survival Living, Mother Nature Works, Southern Safety, Zen Prepper, Papa Prepper, who just hit 1,000. Congratulations again. And for those of you who watched this video to me, it wasn't needed. It's all good. He's squared away. We're all busy. We got our own shit going on. RV, I hate saying this one, RV Repair, Remodel, Prep Channel. It's just a long fucking name. Random Gene, Tennessee Tactical 1, Native and Devout Preppers, Cherokee Survival, Northern Girl Hobbies. I promise I'm going to get back to you. And Rip Curl. Those are the channels, guys, you should check out and, whatever, see if you like it. There are some channels, though, I'm going to have to cut off. And if I didn't mention them, there's a reason why. And you're going to notice me not mentioning certain channels anymore because some of these channels are dishonest, if you will. I'm going to do more on a video on that. It's going to be a rant, so hang on to your fucking your nutsacks and your titties, ladies, because that rant's going to be it's going to be out of control. I'm not going to name anybody, but I'm definitely up to here with backstabbers and two-face, even in the prepper community. And the video is going to be, you'll see, whatever, guys. Anyway, head over to Gray Man Prepping channel right now, guys, and hang out in this chat room. I'm gonna head over for a little bit and see you guys whenever the fuck.